Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at the Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopefully elect listening and learning. Back with another lesson going into MOTB news. See, because this thing is right around the corner. They really about to roll this thing out. When you look at it, the infrastructure is set up. They got the Amazon one. Of course, they've been had the contactless payments, which they've ramped up the use of during this whole Great Reset agenda. But we see now that they're actively making moves to completely phase out cash, to completely phase out anonymous forms of payment. And this all plays into what? Everything being on the grid. As we've been telling you, as the men of the Lord, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, have been bringing it out for years, that eventually what is going to happen is this Revelation 13 and 16 is going to be put into full effect. They've been talking about it for a long time, but we're at the point now where, they're just about ready to roll this thing out. And like I said, everything is already here. You have the Neuralink, you have the wallet more that people have. Well, you know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about the wallet more, I'm talking about the chip that people have inserted into their right hands, already using it. Okay, you already have early adopters of this technology. The Neuralink, they're doing trials right now. And these things are going to be used in tandem with the CBDC as a form of making payments in this great reset agenda that we're in the midst of. So it's not a coincidence everywhere that you look. More and more businesses, if not majority of them, are completely cashless. All right. And this is just me speaking as a man. I believe that the final blow is going to come when an EMP strike attacks the grid. We've been seeing cyber attacks on a very high level. The FBI is warning of more cyber attacks to come. So we know that something big is getting ready to happen with these financial sectors. Things are going to be shut down. The grid is going to be down. You see what I'm saying? I just did an article the other day that, banks are pretty much, they've been warning, that banks are going to be freezing people out of their accounts. They're not going to be able to withdraw money. And a lot of people now, they're going into their accounts and withdrawing money because they see that the crash of the dollar is imminent and that World War III is also upon us. So they're taking their money out and they're using it, even out of their, 401k retirement plans, right? They're taking these funds and they're using it to, put towards prepping or buying weapons and really just, preparing themselves carnally for what they know is eventually going to come. You see, but this has always been the plan. This has always been the agenda, to take away power from the citizen and to put more power, complete power, as a matter of fact, into the hands of the central government. And this is exactly what you're seeing happen in real time. So this is a clip from Redacted, right? And it says, "Oh no, banks removing cash and moving to all digital future." You see this? Again, this is what the men of the Lord have been talking about. This is what multiple whistleblowers over the years have came out and proclaimed themselves. Okay, this goes into that he's going to cause all to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. All right, and that mark, as it is taught at Great Millstone, is the RFID micro C-hip. Okay, either the Neuralink that's going to go in your forehead, or the wallet more, or other brand names that they have of that chip that's going to go in your right or your left hand. It doesn't matter. See, but this is going to be the new way to buy and sell. You're not going to be able to buy and sell unless you have these certain devices. Okay, this is what John the Revelator saw on the island of Patmos. Okay, he saw the signs of the future and it's playing out right now. So we're going to go ahead and check this out. I also have an article and precepts as well to go into it. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying.
of money that exists in our economy actually exists in paper form.
Can you imagine? So now the IMF, according to their bank runs note in this report, says the risk of bank runs. The IMF claims incidents in the financial sector could threaten economic stability if they erode the confidence of the financial system or disrupt critical services. For example, the organization warns that cyber attacks could cause bank runs, where large numbers of customers withdraw money from the bank and strain its finances. The IMF warns.
So the IMF, if you don't know, is the International Monetary Fund. Okay, so they basically deal with the world's finances. You see, and if you've been paying attention to what's been going on worldwide, the trend is for nations to move to a digital based payment system. Okay, this is what all nations are doing. All right, because the dollar is done. You know, nations are getting away from the dollar. They saw that when Russia didn't want to play ball with the West, that sanctions were put on Russia, but they failed ultimately. So these other nations, they're looking at the situation and they're saying, well, if America can just put sanctions on anybody that doesn't want to play ball with them, then the answer is to get away from the United States dollar, which, mind you, the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency as it is right now. But yeah, the IMF, they've been warning about people making bank runs because of what cyber attacks and the grid going down and all these different things that are being thrown out there. You see, so what is going to happen is these banks, they're not going to allow you to take your money out at a certain point. And really, if you have less than 250,000 in your bank account, once the slate is wiped clean, everything is going to be gone. See, everyone's going to start on a clean slate, and you're going to be given a universal basic income by the centralized bank. All right, everything is going to be digital. See, but they're warning that before it gets to that point, because certain things are going to transpire, people are going to go to these banks and they're going to seek to remove their funds. You see, to use what is left of the United States dollar's buying power. All right, but this ain't gonna last long. You see, because this whole collapse is gonna be quick and it's gonna be all of a sudden. See, a lot of people, they have money in their accounts right now and they think that they're good. See, they have no idea that cyber attacks are about to occur. They have no idea that this great reset is about to move to the next phase. It currently is moving to the next phase. You see? Let's continue.
The IMF says their solution is an all-digital framework. Da-da-da. Of course. Scare you, make you fear terrorism and cyber attacks, and move you to an all-digital framework with no cash whatsoever. Here's their report. Digitization means the more financial transactions and services are conducted online, it creates more entry points and vulnerabilities for hackers to exploit. Weak corporate governance of cybersecurity means that some financial firms may not invest enough in cybersecurity and may not have adequate policies or procedures to prevent, detect, or respond to cyber attacks. So this move towards digital infrastructure means that we also need to have the cybersecurity back-end infrastructure. That's why you're seeing the rise of CISA in the United States, the cyber insecurity division within the United States government now, which is with this new FISA law and everything else, is the infiltration of American businesses so that the government has their hands in all of this.
Not just that, but on what you can say. CISA has said that they want to make it clear that they can downrank American citizens who cause panic in the banking industry. They have said that. We've showed you that.
And that's another thing too. They're also gonna put surveillance on what you can say. And they just passed a bill that was very controversial that now allows the government to pretty much openly spy on its citizens. Now, why would they need to do that? Well, they need the power to do that, which it's nothing new. Like, they've been doing it. But see, the thing about it is now in this Great Reset agenda, they're gonna need the law to be concrete. You see, so things that they once did behind closed doors or that was hush hush, now they're bringing these things to the forefront because in this new world that they want to create, everyone's going to be surveilled. And if you step out of line or if you post something on a social media platform, or you say something that is not agreeable to what the elites agree with, then you're going to be penalized. See, you're going to be made an example of. See, that's basically what it is. This is why they've been passing all these laws. All right, all these unrighteous decrees to spy on people, to invade privacy and things of that nature. You see, because this is how the world is going to be run in this great reset agenda. You know what I'm saying? So the man of sin, Esau Edom, he's being revealed. All right, and he's completely contrary to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And under the rulership of the wicked, the whole earth is mourning. See, no one's happy. No one is asking for this system, but they're putting it in place anyway. See, so this digital currency, this is all going to tie into, like I mentioned earlier, universal basic income, which people are not going to have jobs. Okay, AI is going to run everything. So there's going to be no need for you to work. There's going to be no need for you to make a daily commute. You're not going to have a car. If you want to get anywhere, you're going to be in these 15-minute cities. You're going to have to take a ride share, and everything is going to be connected to a social credit score. All right, and if you make statements that could be considered inflammatory to the powers that be, then your social credit score will go down. See, you're not going to be able to go to and fro. You're not going to be able to even leave your house. Okay, they'll freeze your chip so that you can't buy. All right, so with this system that they want, you're going to have to be in complete compliance with the powers that be agenda. You see? So this is what it's all about. Let's continue.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right. Go ahead, David.
Well, and also this is like, so there was a legislation that was put in place by big corporations for a certain sprinkler system in hotels. So it put a bunch of small mom and pops out of business. And this is the same thing. It's like these small companies aren't going to be able to afford this high-tech cybersecurity stuff that they're putting out there. So it's another way to squash small businesses.
Or small banks.
well.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And
And
small
But
banks,
what
yeah.
they think they can do is exactly this video we just showed you, is stop this kind of thing, plus conversations around it, because they know that bank runs are not going to spread in the mall or the town center. They're going to spread on Twitter, and then you will go to your local bank. So they think they can control it by taking control of the internet and free speech.
And check this out, right? A lot of Edomites are really upset that these things are even going on. But if it had been Jake that was in power, and Jake was imposing these unrighteous decrees, look, best believe that these Edomites would have been rose up against Jake. All right, but because it's other Edomites that look like them that run the system, they still have some sort of hope. They still have some sort of belief that America can bounce back, that some way, somehow, the right candidate or the right president will get in office and just turn things around. You know what I'm saying? But they all getting caught with the okie doke, because whether it's Democrat or Republican, all of these people work for the same powers. All right. So no matter who gets in there, Trump or Biden, the same agenda is going to be rolled out. You see, so you have Edomites that are ready to go to war. They're just about at the breaking point, and they see where this country is going. You see what I'm saying? Then on top of that, the elites, they're going to cut off the supply of food. They're already attacking the infrastructure. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these bridges and tunnels and things of that nature that are used to bring goods in the cities, those are going to be, completely done away with. It tells you in 2nd Esdras 15 that a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because these, the entry points to these cities are going to be cut off. People are not going to be able to travel. Hence why you're going to be in a 15-minute city. Okay, you're gonna be confined to a certain zone, and that zone is gonna have a number, and that zone is gonna have a certain range in which you can't go outside of, and the chip is gonna play a part in that. You see, because the chip is gonna function also as like how Teslas have a certain range that they can travel. Well, your chip is also going to have a certain range. You see? So if you're going to, try to sneak away or think that you can escape out of that 15-minute city, the chip is not going to let you because, it's going to trigger off some sort of electromagnetic frequency that's going to cause you pain. And, so that's how it's going to work. But this is all wicked, this is all corrupt, and this is all coming from Esau Edom. This is why the earth is in need of new rulership, because if this devil was allowed to continue on with his enterprise for another, 5 or 10 years, there will be no flesh saved.
And we knew this was going to happen. They already told us to prepare for this all digital future. We've been reporting it here on the show. In 2019, the CEO of Bank of America, not a small bank, said that it costs them billions of dollars to have to deal with cash. They hate cash. They told us as way back in late 2019. They don't want cash. They want an all digital future. Here's the CEO of Bank of America.
We are the largest sort of card coming out of wallets: Google Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. That total was
1%.
Yeah, so we can jump to the article now. This is from the New York Times, and this is from 2021, and it says cash will soon be obsolete. So they're telling you in this article, mind you, this is from almost 3 years ago, right? But they told you in the title, cash will soon be obsolete. Will America be ready? So going into it, we don't got to get the whole thing. We'll just get a couple points out of here. It says some people still prefer to use cash, perhaps because they like the tactile nature of physical currency or because it provides confidentiality in transactions. But digital payments made with the swipe of a card or a few taps on a cell phone are fast becoming the norm. To keep their money relevant, many central banks are experimenting with digital versions of their currencies. These currencies are virtual, like Bitcoin, but unlike Bitcoin, which is a private enterprise, they are issued by the state and function much like traditional currencies. The idea is for central banks to introduce these digital currencies in limited circulation. To exist alongside cash is just another monetary option, and then to broaden their circulation over time as they gain in popularity and cash fades away. You see, so this is a gradual thing that they've been doing, because notice that before the pandemic, the main medium of payment that people used was cash. All right, pretty much. I'll just speak for myself. Like I remember, pre 2020, I would use the card here and there, but I was getting cash. You know what I'm saying? Like I still like to have cash on me, but I was really only using the card if I wanted to buy something online. That's the only time that I really use my card like that. But if I was going to a physical store or something like that, majority of the time I had cash on me. But Salakia post 2020, okay, into this great reset. Now the norm is people now use digital payments rather than cash. All right, and this was all deliberate. See, this was all to corral the people into this, getting used to this technology, into being comfortable with it, so that when they do roll out this CBDC and eventually the MOT to the B, which is the chip, people are going to readily accept this thing because they've already been groomed to accept it for years. All right. And this is exactly what you're seeing. This is what they're telling you in this article from 2021. It says here going on, China, Japan, and Sweden have begun trials of central bank digital currency. The Bank of England and the European central banks are preparing their own trials. The Bahamas has already rolled out the world's first official digital currency. Now, I ain't even know that. See, this is news to me that the Bahamas was the first nation to roll out a digital currency back in 2021. So this thing has already been underway for a few years. The U.S. Federal Reserve, by contrast, has largely stayed on the sidelines, and they just came out with the Fed now just a few months ago. All right, so the infrastructure is set up, and they ready to do it. This could be a lost opportunity. The United States should develop a digital dollar, not because of what other countries are doing, but because the benefits of a digital currency far outweigh the costs. One benefit is security. Cash is vulnerable to loss and theft, a problem for both individuals and businesses. But they can say cash is vulnerable to loss and theft. Everything is vulnerable to loss and theft. Your car is vulnerable to loss and theft, right? Your TV is vulnerable to loss and theft. Your clothes, same thing. See, because at least with cash, you have more anonymity, which means that you can pay for things and pretty much your identity is unknown. You see? But with this digital currency, they're going to know who is spending the money. They're going to know where you spend it at, what you bought, how much it is, everything about it. Okay? So you're taking away more power from the citizen and putting it more into the hands of the central bankers. See, but they're going to try to flip it and say, oh, yeah, well, cash is vulnerable because this, that, the third. But what's the better option? Okay, having cash that the government doesn't know about, or, all of your money in funds that you have being tracked and traced by the powers that be. I'm sure people would agree with the former. It says electronic hacking does pose a risk, and that's a big risk. This is what they're talking about right now. Are they not talking about cyber attacks about to hit these banks, right? But one that can be managed with new technologies. Blah, blah, blah. Now check this out. It says digital currencies also benefit the poor and the quote unbanked. It is hard to get a credit card if you don't have much money, and banks charge fees for low balance accounts that can make them prohibitively expensive. But a digital dollar would give everyone, including the poor, access to a digital payment system and a portal for basic banking services, which that goes into what? Universal basic income. You see what I'm saying? And notice what's going on with the economy. Businesses, small businesses are being put out of business, and they've been doing that since the beginning of the pandemic, right? People are getting laid off. Inflation is, sky high. Hyperinflation is about to come into effect soon. You see, so the answer, which people are going to beg for, is this universal basic income system in which you're not going to have to punch a clock or go to work. See, your livelihood is going to be based upon your social credit score. All right. And if you perform acts that are compliant with this new system, that you're going to be rewarded with digital money. If you perform acts that are bad, such as spewing out conspiracy theories, or you have anti-government rhetoric, that's going to hurt your score, and you're going to be cut off, basically. You see? So they've been telling you for the longest time, even in this article, what this new system is going to look like. Let's finish this out and get some precepts. It says each individual or household could have a fee-free, non-interest bearing account with the Federal Reserve, linked to a cell phone app for making payments. And that's that Fed Now, which they've already rolled out. So you see, I'll make sure to leave this article in the description so y'all brothers and sisters can check it out. But here it is. This is where we at right now, man. And Yahweh Bashmel Shah about to put the spirit on these devils to just go ahead and roll this thing out. But before they do this, just know that chaos is going to come. Just know that they're going to usher in this new system by chaos. This is that order ab chaos. Create the chaos, bring about the new order, right? So let's go here to Proverbs 21:20. It says, there is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. So yeah, there is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise. You see? So the wise, they're gonna value things that are of value. Okay, things that are, spiritual. Not valuing things that are carnal. You see what I'm saying? But even on the earth, there are certain things that would be considered valuable. Okay, oil, which is the understanding, being tapped in, being tuned in with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, and even physical oil, man. Oil is a very valuable commodity. Because oil can be used for a variety of purposes. Cooking, cleaning, like disinfecting things. You know what I'm saying? Like oil has a variety of purposes, right? But a foolish man, see, you're not gonna regard the oil. All right, you're gonna disregard the oil and just take it as a thing that's not very important, or it's not significant. See, but when certain things come upon the earth, this is when people are gonna seek, for the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Being that it's out here right now, and it's abundant. You know what I'm saying? Because you have prophets, all across America, really all across the world in these different nations, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got brothers everywhere. But how many people actually listen to the report? How many people actually, are given an ear and are inclined towards Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? Very, very few. All right? But that's going to be to their own detriment, man, because when these things come upon the earth, this is really going to be a snare for a lot of people, because they're not even going to see it coming. Ecclesiastes 5, and we'll jump to 10. It says, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. All right. So if you love silver, man, all right, which silver and gold, that's real money. All right. But at the end of the day, the scriptures tell us that the fashionate of this world is passing away. You see, so silver and gold, you see, it's not going to satisfy you. Okay, it's not going to give you satisfaction and salvation in the day when hell comes upon the earth. All right, because really it's really all vanity. All right, the scriptures tell you that you can't serve two masters. You can't serve Yahweh and Mammon. Okay, because you're gonna hate one and love the other. All right, well, majority of people, they hate Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and they love Mammon. They love money. They love the things of this world. You see, but when this silver and this gold, people's riches are taken away, they're not going to be satisfied. They're going to be in a state of mourning, because this is what they put their trust into. See, this is what they put their whole stock of life into. Like, you really got people out here, especially Jake. That's all that Jake talk about. Getting to the bag, getting money. I gotta wake up, I gotta grind, I gotta get to it. Which listen, man, we have to do what we have to do in this world to make ends meet. But at the end of the day, the men of the Lord, our mindset is not to live for money. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we get up and we have responsibilities, we have families to take care of. But we understand that the Lord really give us our daily bread, and that the Lord give us strength to wake up each and every day so that we can do what we got to do. Brothers live humble, man. But, you have people out here that money is all that they live for. That's it. But it's going to come a time where, that satisfaction of having money and being able to travel and, eat good and all that, that's going to be dried up, and that's right around the corner. You see what I'm saying? And it's really going to be realized at that point that all of what you labored for in the flesh and not sold to the spirit was really all in vain. You see? Let's close out on this scripture here. Isaiah 2:12 says, "For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon every one that is proud and lofty, and upon every one that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low." You see that? So in the day of destruction, okay, all those that are lifted up in pride, they all gonna be brought low, Because why? Because they feared not Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and they took not heed to the word. They did not listen to the prophets. So their own judgment is going to be upon them, man. All right. And you have these people out here that are proud as hell. You know, they got a couple M's inside their bank account, or they got tens of thousands. And, you know, they think that they're in a good case because they can get whatever they want. You see what I'm saying? But that adds to pride, because people that have that, you know, those type of riches, for the most part, you know, they don't give praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, they live in excess, and they live in wealth, and they, you know, thumb their nose up at the poor. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? The Lord is about to bring a great humbling to these people. You know what I'm saying? And it's well deserved. It's been a long time coming. So yeah, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is definitely bringing the pain to the earth. And of course, you're going to see 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. You know, friends fighting against one another like enemies, seditions among men, violence in the streets, you know, death and chaos, disease at an all-time high. These are the times that we're in. So I'm going to close out here. You know, hopefully this lesson was edifying through the Rakah Kadash. In closing, call Allah, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect.